The goddess of souls was born a mortal. Perhaps it was this spark of humanity that tied her to souls. Ianthe was born to a Greek king, the most beautiful of 3 daughters.
A golden crown sat upon her head, but it was not her riches that were so very coveted.
Suitors flocked, vying for even just a glimpse of the dark curls cascading down around a veiled face. When she refused every admirer, they built altars and shrines, worshipping the mortal princess. They said her allure was inescapable. To escape the prying eyes of men, Ianthe often took to the mountainside.
The men fade away. Peace again.
On the furthest outskirts of the kingdom, hidden by the mountain's great peaks, was a valley. She longed for the way her feet felt in the soft dirt, grass tickling her ankles. She welcomed the warbling birds and buzzing bees, neither of whom were demanding her hand in marriage. She loved the mismatched hues of purple speckled across the vast green, wild iris in the spring and violets come summer.
Contentment.
The valley belonged to her. The flowers knew her by name, and the grass grew lush beneath the shade of her favorite tree. And for many years it remained this way. The girl who fell in love with the goddess of souls was born a mortal.
The girl who fell in love with the goddess of souls was always a mortal.
Althea was born to an artist in a modest village over which Ianthe's father presided. Her father's work was enough for them to live a comfortable, albeit simple, life. He worked long days in his studio, hunched over clays of red and black.
When Althea was very small, she snuck into her father's studio for the first time.
As Althea grew older, she remained a constant in her father's studio. She studied diligently by his side, picking up the craft through observation as
she spun his wheel round and round. Sometimes, in the very dead of night, Althea would slip from her bed and into the quiet studio. It was there she learned to capture souls. Althea could look at a mortal being and carve their spirit into her clay.
The faces she carves are young and old, male and female, and everything in between, and everything that is not. We watch her as she carves, knife cutting through with ease. She is confident.
In the mornings, she would wipe away their faces, leaving clean slates when her father returned to work. But the
essence of their humanity would always remain in the earthenware.
It was a warm summer evening when their souls were united. and the valley belonged to two.
Althea and Ianthe were young,
But they grew here together.
Althea and Ianthe fell deeply in love.
As Ianthe continued to fend off suitors,
and Althea's parents became more and more dismayed at her marriage prospects.
their
rendezvous became more frequent.
It will be the most precious crown Ianthe ever wears.
Althea stands on the edge of the crowd. She seems small.
She watches her love in the spotlight, watches as men build pyres with adulation in their eyes.
Ianthe's eyes meet Althea's. Ianthe was the subject of many works of art. She was admired and adored, but it was only her beauty that these artists could convey. Althea had captured her soul.
So someone will remember us, even in another time.
I remember us. It rained the day Aphrodite sought her revenge. Aphrodite had been angered. Mortals, keeping with their fickle nature, had turned on her. Men. Foolish, foolish men.
Convinced that no mortal being could possess such celestial beauty, they worshipped Ianthe as a goddess. They fell at her feet. In their devotion to the princess, men abandoned the shrines of Aphrodite. Filled with great jealousy and spite, the goddess lay her punishment on Ianthe.
The goddess ripped Ianthe's soul from her being.
No longer mortal, she was sentenced to walk the realm between terrestrial and the ethereal other. Ianthe would spend her days as the goddess of souls, severed from the one soul she yearned for most.
Never again will your love speak your name.
Ianthe's name and her memory were struck from Althea's mind.
And so Ianthe waited, alone in time, waited for her lover's soul to return. No stars comfort her now. She waits, and waits, and waits.
Many years passed.
The valley withered and grayed in their absence.
It was enveloped in fog, a thick defense against the outer world. The mountaintop, obscured by blurry clouds, was barely visible in the distance. The grass, once lush and green, was now exhausted and brittle. The land had become bitter. Flowers grew no more across the jagged rocks. The stream who had joined the girls in joyous circles now rushed angrily down its path.
Shards of broken pottery littered the old sod.
My dearest Althea, I have guided many souls in love. I have seen them come and go. I have watched them feel young in love and grow old in love, but no love will compare to ours. My dearest Althea, I hope one day you will remember